Okay, I'm starting a meeting.
Okay, guys, great to see you all. Please
Nyengo.
put your businesses on chat. Tim, you'll help me with the mutes as always. Mr. Yeko, great to see you. Please put your businesses on chat. We are going to have an amazing time talking all about exports, trends, analysis. We have very many senior leaders here. Karibuni sana. I'm trying to remove my video. Just give me a second. Okay, great to see you all. I hope you can all see me and hear me well. Great to see you all. Great to see you all. Uh, Great to see you all. So please put your businesses on chat. I see some people have put their businesses. It's 11:02. I will start with the shout outs. Thank you so much for putting your businesses. Doris, Maridadi Milele Collections. Thank you so much. If you have a Facebook, Instagram page, please put it there. Duncan Jue, great to see you. Call Center Solutions, Africa. You enable businesses to set up omni-channel contact center for inbound and outbound customer experiences support with multiple language capabilities. Very interesting for the export market. So you've given us your WhatsApp number. Thank you so much. So guys, please put your businesses on chat and I will give you a shout out. We have some time until 11:05 for us to put our businesses on chat. So please go ahead. Please go ahead. Yeah. So please go ahead. Uh, please go ahead. Please go ahead. So we have some time for us to put our businesses on chat. Please go ahead. It's 11:03. More people are joining. I'm just allowing more time. We will start at 11:05 or so. Please put your business on chat so people can know who's on the call. This is the one time you're allowed to introduce yourself and your business. You just never know. So guys, put your business on chat. Yeah, all business people are salespeople. All business people are salespeople. We are selling. We are selling all the time. Yeah, we are selling. Thank you so much, Adna Haji. Great to see you. Great to see you. Yes, Kenneth Kipyegon. Please, all guys, be muted at all times. We allow this format for interactions and all, but you have to remain muted. Adna Haji Koda Supply Limited, you provide procurement services. Your Insta page is Koda Supplies Limited. Great to see you. Great to see you. David Odhiambo Obonyo, great to see you. Great to see you. Joseph, Mr. Ayeko is the enterprise manager at Kenya Industrial Estates. If you don't know what they do amazing work. KIE really supporting Made in Africa brands. Mr. Ayako, really great to see you, and shout out for the great work you do. Karibuni sana. Please put your businesses on chat, and I will introduce all of you. It's 11:04. I still have some 2 minutes to do this, so please put your businesses on chat. So please put your businesses on chat. I'll give you 1 more minute to put your businesses on chat, and I will give you a shout out. This is the only time you have to do this. So karibuni sana. Karibuni sana. Oh, Brian, great to see you. Yes, Home Comforts Tea, the home of value-added tea. Great to see you. Yes, I know Home Comforts Tea. Karibuni sana. So if you don't know some of these tea brands, feel free to guys to put your Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is there, and I will give you a shout out. Okay, it's 5 minutes past. I see people have joined. Karibuni sana. Thank you so much. Karibuni sana. We're expecting more people. Karibuni sana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're joining from across Africa, Karibuni basically means welcome. Karibuni basically means welcome. We are going to have an amazing time discussing exports, and we have an amazing speaker, very passionate about Africa, very passionate about seeing Africans scale and really the right person to lead these discussions at DHL. So guys, karibuni sana. Usually I use this time to just buy time for anyone who's very late. It's 11:05 for anyone who's very late. Fifi, Fiona Nduku, great to see you. Very thirsty for knowledge always. Production and sale of organic vegetables, kienyeji chicken products and fish. Karibu sana. Dr. Peter Hayombe, great to see you. Simba Education Consultants, Science, Technology, Research, Engineering, Arts, Maths, import robots and AI, import robots and AI technology for learning institutions. Great to see that. Great to see that. Very interesting. Perez, great to see you. Jupa's Busy Limited, all the way from Kisumu. you're into value addition of hibiscus tea, ginger powder, and meat, sugarcane juice. Great to see you. Yes. Lusekero Sichinga, you joined very, very early. Great to see you. Please put your country. So Kelos Agriculture Enterprise, you're in crops production and processing. So we have people from Malawi here at SSC. We work across Africa. We have Malawi, we have Zimbabwe. Great to see you all. I see the introductions are coming. June Nganga, Ufumi Culture, we support women artisans through hand-woven baskets. Great to see you. Esther Kimani, Coffee Food International, consulting in agribusiness. You help agribusinesses navigate through the complex regulatory systems for good agricultural practices and sustainable market access. Great to see you. Christine Mutisia. Great to see you, Christine. Jacris Enterprises, you're manufacturing and fabricating of furniture, home, office, for commercial use. Great to see you, Christine. Tofara Audrey. Yeah, so Evolve Design Studio. You're Zimbabwean. Yes, great to see you, Tofara, all the way from Zimbabwe. We were in Zimbabwe 2 weeks ago. So great to see people from Zimbabwe on the call. Tofara, karibu sana. So if you want to get in touch with Tofara, there you go. Kenneth, Microland African Limited, karibuni sana. Yeah, so great to see you all. We shall begin. And now it's exactly 11:07. I'll bring our speaker at about 11:10, 11:05. Great to see you all. So keep the introductions coming. Great to see you all. So welcome, guys. This is our business leader webinar series. Every 2 weeks, we bring a business leader, and the whole idea is to allow business leaders to share trends, insights, and analysis with SMEs, and really to impact SMEs. That's the whole idea. So you're all very welcome. And at this stage, what we want to do is just play a video to tell you more about the SME Support Center, and then we shall proceed. I'll read the shout outs before I invite the guests. But yeah, I'll invite our team to share a video to tell you more about what we do at the center. And then I'll invite the speaker, Karibu Sana. So team, please, over to you. Thank you.
Welcome to the SME Support Center, where micro, small, and medium enterprises get the big support they need. The SME Support Center is an aggregator of SMEs in Africa and a provider of various support services to the SMEs. Our services include financial institution services, funding fairs, SME business advisory, SME investment advisory, aggregated services such as insurance, logistics, and billboard partners, development programs consulting. Visit our website, register, and gain access to funding opportunities, tender opportunities, funding news, and trade events sent to your email. SSC Studio is your one-stop destination for your professional photography, videography, and social media branding services. If interested, visit our website, click on SSC Studio, and fill out the registration form. We have an access to market initiative called the SME Blue Pages, where we showcase manufacturing made in Africa brands. To register, select Add Listing and add the details.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, team. So for those who keep asking, what does the SME Support Center do? You have an idea. So I'll just read a few more shout outs, and then I'll invite our speaker for the day. It's exactly 11:10. I know some of you joined late, so I use this time to allow everyone to join by the time the speaker is coming in. So I see a lot of chats. So Maria Mugabe, True Nature, PVT Landscaping from Zimbabwe, karibu sana. Great to see you all. We had an amazing time in Zimbabwe last week, 2 weeks ago actually. Medinira from Zimbabwe, great to see you all. Really great to see you guys. Great to see you guys. Is there anyone I've missed? Karibuni sana. So keep putting your businesses on chat. I hope I have not missed anyone who put their businesses on chat, but I see many of you on the call. Karibuni sana, or you're welcome. You're welcome. Karibuni sana means welcome. So at this stage, without further ado, I want to invite our speaker for the day. It's exactly 11, and I see more and more people are joining. At the center, we are just very passionate about sharing information. No one should be left behind. Guys, no one should be left behind. I'm very passionate about this. No one should be left behind for growth. None of us. We are all growing. We cannot sit and say business is tough. All of us. Yeah, there's so many resources. There are so many support providers like myself and many other people really supporting all of us to grow and scale. And the whole idea about this Business Leaders webinar series is to bring business leaders, CEOs of organizations to come and really spend 45 minutes or at least 1.5 hours of their time to teach SMEs and share experiences. So karibuni sana. So we are not teaching as consultants, but we are teaching as people who are actually running these businesses. So you're all very much welcome. Without further ado, I'll invite Mr. Paul Makolosi. He's the CEO and the managing director of DHL Worldwide Express Kenya. He's very passionate about Africa. He's Malawian. I have a very special spot for Malawi. So you're very much welcome, Mr. Makolosi. I'll ask our team to stop sharing so that you can now share your screen, introduce yourself, and take it away. Mr. Paul Makolosi will have 45 minutes to speak to us. While he's speaking, you guys, as always, put your questions on chat. And then in the end, I will ask them. So he'll have uninterrupted 45 minutes. I'm sure he's free to engage you as he speaks, but 45 minutes of speaking, he'll then you put your questions on chat as he speaks. Then after that, we'll have some time for question and answer, direct questions, direct challenges, or direct anything you want directly from DHL. I know some of you come here for business, which is also welcome. So karibuni sana. So great to see you all fresh here. Great to see you. Such a long time. Great to see you, my friend. They do amazing. They process high quality grains, sorghum millets. They do amazing work in Tarakaniti. Great to see you. Gluten-free products. Great to see you, Freshia. So great to see you all. David, I've seen what you do. Oven Dove, dealing with ICT accessory of office blinds. All of this. I see many people joining. And over to you, Paul. Karibu sana. Please put your video on. And please take it away, guys. Please take it away, Mr. Paul Makolosi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Linda. Firstly, I want to say a big thank you to SME Support Center. You do great work in capacity building and supporting our SMEs. I salute you, Linda, and your entire team. Ladies and gentlemen, I count it a big privilege and an honor to be talking to you this morning. I have great respect for SMEs. SMEs in Africa are the engines for economic growth. They are the source of innovation. You are major employers, and you are the backbone for development. So for me, it's a big privilege and an honor that I have a few minutes to share some market trends, insights, and analysis. Thank you that out of the many things that you could be doing today, you chose to be on this webinar. I hope this will be an investment for your various businesses. I work for an organization that's also passionate about SMEs. DHL's purpose is connecting people, improving lives. So maybe the question would be, how relevant is this? Connecting people, improving lives means we connect businesses to businesses. We connect businesses to customers. We connect customers to customers. We facilitate trade. DHL's purpose resonates with my belief in Africa. There's been a lot spoken about Africa rising and the time for Africa. The time for Africa will come to actualization, and we will see the fruits of Africa's development only when Africa's SMEs rise up and they take their proper place. And it is out of that deep respect and admiration that I salute bodies like SME Support Center and many other bodies that work to capacitate, to build, and to support Africa's SMEs. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we're looking at export market trends, insights, analysis for growth. I hope you will find this useful. Walk with me for the next couple of minutes as we explore international trade. I want to start off by a quotation from the president of Shopify. In the year 2021, Halle had this to say. In the year 2021, more people Googled not about how to find a job, but how to set up entrepreneurship. That in 2025 was fundamental because year 2021 was the year of the entrepreneur. And Halle said, this is the start of a new era where being an entrepreneur is people's first choice for a career. What's amazing is that every year our colleges and universities are churning out graduates without fail. Our economies are not growing at a commensurate rate. So we end up with youngsters leaving colleges and universities, and they roam our streets looking for jobs in vain. If in Africa we can focus on looking at what it takes to be an SME other than being employed, we will raise a generation of people that are productive and that create economic growth. Arantxa Gonzalez says,
Paul, please unmute yourself. Paul, please unmute yourself. Sorry, Mr. Makolosi, please unmute yourself. Thank you.
oh, sorry. Where did you lose me?
Just there where you are on the same slide on the president of Shopify. Just this slide. Only
okay.
about a few seconds before. About 30 seconds before. Yeah.
Yes. What the president of Shopify said, which I found very, very relevant, was the fact that, you see, what's interesting is in the year 2021, many people were interested in finding out how to start a business rather than how to get a job. Why is this significant? This is significant because if the focus of the African continent is on finding jobs, we will have a lot of frustrated young people, middle-aged people, and even the aged. Our economies are not growing at the same rate as the rate at which the universities and colleges are churning out graduates. If we can focus on how to start a business and run our businesses properly, then Africa will rise to its full potential. We often hear of the population dividend, which should actualize around the year 2040, where Africa will be the continent with the working population and where Africa's GDP is projected to grow. That, ladies and gentlemen, can only happen when the SMEs in Africa take their rightful place. Arantxa Gonzalez said something that I find powerful and resonates with me and the topic that we are going to discuss today. E-commerce is a powerful means. It connects the unconnected to global trade. Part of what we will see in the second half of this presentation today is how SMEs can sit where they are. And this could be in the rural homes, in the small towns, and still connect with the global trade without having to move to the cities. So, to give you a feel of what we are going to go through, we will look at the power of SMEs. We will look at the major inputs. I've looked at Kenya, but this is applicable to many countries that are represented on this call. We will also look at imports and exports, We will spend some time looking at what could be hunting grounds for SMEs. We will talk about e-commerce. We will look at the trends. We will explore the growth potential within e-commerce. We will touch a bit on social commerce and its relevance to SMEs. And then we'll look at how a logistics partner like DHL can help SMEs grow globally. There will be time for questions and answers. Let's start off from looking at the African continent. I want us to take a bird's eye view on the African continent. There are 44 million SMEs on the African continent as of the year 2023. This represents 90% of all the businesses on our continent. These 44 million SMEs are providing jobs to 80% of Africa's population. And you, the SMEs of Africa, you contribute to 50% of the GDP. So you are a serious engine for economic development. If we are to look at the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, it gives the 44 million a marketplace of 54 countries. It gives the 44 million SMEs a population base to sell to of about 1.3 billion. This 1.3 billion, ladies and gentlemen, is just 15% of the global population. The GDP for the continent is estimated to close to 2.5 billion euros. This GDP only represents 2.3% of global trade. Therein lies an opportunity. Africa can send out more to the world. If we look at how we are trading within the African continent, our trade is low. It's estimated at 14% of intra-Africa trade. That is a growth opportunity. I find it interesting working for DHL, and we fly globally. As DHL, we actually have, now it's about 18 planes, freighter planes, that crisscross Africa. If we look at West Africa and North Africa, our brothers and sisters who sit on the West and on the North, they would rather buy a lot out of Europe when we can easily supply some of their needs from Central Africa, Eastern Africa, and even the southern part of Africa. We will also explore that as part of our hunting ground. The other statistics that I find relevant and worthy of focus is on how Africa loses 37% of what Africa grows in post-harvest losses. 37%, ladies and gentlemen, is lost. And I want to pause here so we can take note of this figure. We lose 37%. Why is it lost? Sorry. It's lost because of weather. It's lost due to mismanagement. It's lost due to lack of market information. Who needs what Africa has produced? It's lost to pests and diseases. That is an opportunity for growth. If food security is not secured and addressed on our continent, then we are a continent which is in a state of panic. And our continent will always be struggling, first for survival, then for development. What we really need is a continent that has sorted out the basics of food and then can build on to develop. Moving from the African continent, let's focus a little bit onto Kenya. Let's see what's happening in Kenya as an example. For us to understand the power of SMEs in Kenya, I want us to see the following facts and figures. According to Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, in the year 2016, SMEs were contributing 34% of the GDP. Out of all the total registered businesses, 90% of the registered businesses in Kenya are run by SMEs. Therefore, the SMEs are the biggest employer in the country. When the nation is looking for innovation and creativity, the source of innovation and creativity lies squarely with SMEs. That is both for goods and services. If we're looking at where the growth lever could come from economically, technically, it sits with SMEs. I have looked at one trade agreement that has been benefiting Africa for a while, the AGOA protocol. If we look at 2023, the SMEs in Kenya exported 28.57 billion US dollars. So herein, ladies and gentlemen, lies the power of SMEs. Let's move from Kenya and look at what other SMEs are doing. Yeah, let's take a snapshot and look at the SMEs in China for 2023. China is growing into a superpower. It's noteworthy that 60% of its GDP comes from SMEs. Vast and powerful as China is, 98% of the total registered businesses in China are actually SMEs. And to be precise, as of 2023, it was estimated that China has 52 million active SMEs. That's pretty close to the entire population of Kenya. China are known for being innovative. It's noteworthy that 70% of all their technical innovations come from SMEs. And SMEs are the biggest employer of the young people, of women. The SMEs employ 80% of the total labor force. And last year, the SMEs in China traded to the value of 10.6 trillion US dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a snapshot of what SMEs are able to deliver when they're given support, training, and good facilitation. Let's talk a little bit about the exports of Kenya. I've only decided to focus on the top 10 so we can get a story, a theme, and some relevance, and hopefully it can point us to a direction of where the good hunting grounds for growth lie. 21.4% of the major exports from Kenya came from tea, coffee, and spices. This is by far the largest export that Kenya had in 2023, according to Exim trade data. Strong second at 10.23% is other plants. Then there are mineral oils and fuels at 7.65%. Strongly followed by clothing and apparel. Kenya has export processing zones and special economic zones where there is a lot of apparel and clothing that is done for exports under AGOA, and it targets mostly the US markets. If we look at vegetables, they came in at 3.54%, followed by nuts and other edible fruits, then followed by mining products, the ores, the slags, and the ash. Then again, we see fats and oils coming in at 2.1%, then iron and steel and we also exported some machineries. What is noteworthy here, ladies and gentlemen, is that a lot of our exports come from an agricultural base. Teas, coffees, spices, these have the lion's share of what, as a nation, we're exporting. And what's true of Kenya is true of many African countries. If you were to analyze the exports, I would be surprised if it's significantly different from what we're seeing here. So agriculture is a key source of exports. We would also want to cast some light on what the nation is importing. It's not surprising to see that petroleum products are among the key imports. We have not yet gone electrical, and most of our trucks and vehicles are really running on combustion engines. So we import fuels, we import machinery, we import electrical equipment. There's a lot of vehicle assembly in Kenya, but you'll notice that most of the components come in complete knockdown. That means they come in boxes. And then the assembly vehicles, the assembly units will open those complete knockdown, put the parts together, and out the raw vehicles, which are locally assembled. But the components are imported from the original equipment manufacturers, the likes of Japan, Germany. Kenya imports a lot of raw iron and steel. It's also noteworthy to see that Kenya imports cereals. 4.3% of the imports that came into this country are cereals. Ladies and gentlemen, under cereals, we have things like wheat, sorghum, barley, maize, and the like. We import cereals. We have fertile soils, we have good weather, but we import cereals. That's interesting to note, because this could also denote an opportunity for SMEs. Kenya imports plastics, vegetables, animal fats and oils. Kenya imports a lot of pharmaceutical products, paper, and board. So if we wanted to have a feel of our top 10 imports as a country, this gives us a good idea of what the country is importing. This gives the same information on exports, but in a different format. I quite like this view because it then gives us as SMEs a detailed view, and we could look at our strengths, we could look at our offering and analyze and find a niche market to play in. Why is this so important for us? Charity begins at home. We need to find where to play well, build brands, sharpen our skills, and once we have tested the domestic market and saturated it, we can spread our wings and grow and thrive. If we are a cat in Kenya, it would defy business logic that would think if we land on another continent, we will be perceived or we will turn into a lion. In business terms, charity begins at home. So let's focus. Let's focus on what we are exporting, and let's focus and see where the opportunities are for SMEs. You'll have noticed from the graphs that teas, coffees, and spices had the lion's share. They still have the lion's share in this presentation. Then there are other agri-products like cut flowers, bulbs, roots. They're coming a strong second. Kenya is still exporting some fuels, some oils, some distilled products. Kenya is exporting a lot of fruits, both in the fresh form and in the dried form. Kenya is exporting significant amounts of vegetables. And here it would be nice if we can fill both the containers, the trucks by road across border into neighboring countries, and we can fill all our freighter planes with vegetables. The few times that I have the opportunity of traveling, and I travel into West Africa, into North Africa, into the Morocco, Tunisias, Algerias of this world, I'm amazed at how The North African countries are importing fresh vegetables out of Europe. If I analyze properly, it's actually the same vegetables that leave countries like Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, that gets redirected there. It's a big business opportunity if we were able to grow, to pack, to brand, and to send directly within the African continent and beyond. It's interesting that there are still opportunities to do with tobacco. I'm aware of the anti-smoking bans, but this is trade that is still running. It's interesting to see that there is a lot that can be done on apparel. The normal processed cotton, the knitted and crocheted stuff. It's interesting to see that there's a lot of fashion and arty crafts that are being exported out of Kenya. Why is this important for the SME? It gives the SME an opportunity to analyze and to see where the SMEs can play. Let's move away from that chart and talk money. Money motivates. In 2023, teas, coffees, and spices generated 1.6 billion US dollars. The flowers and the other vegetables were traded to the tune of 726 million. Edible fruits, nuts traded to the value of 244 million US dollars. Salt, sulfur, and the others to the tune of 208 million. Let's come down to fashion and apparels and the clothes, the kitenges, and all the creative stuff that the Kenyan SMEs have done, and those in the export processing zones. They traded to the tune of 183 million US dollars. One of the growing trends that we see now is Kenya is beginning to export fresh meat and meat products to the Middle East. Last year, this generated 135 million US dollars. Vegetables, nuts, and other food preparations, 132. And the assembly plants in Kenya exported vehicles to the surrounding countries to the tune of 115 million US dollars. So, ladies and gentlemen, this gives you a feel in monetary terms of what trade is running from Kenya to the other nations. The essence of this chart is we see a difference between the export potential and the realized potential. Let's stay with tea as an example. The deep blue you see represents the realized potential. The lighter blue just shows what the total export opportunity is. The essence of the gap in between the deep blue and the light blue shows a hunting ground. It shows an area where SMEs can go in, play, and grow. It is amazing that most of the powerhouses for tea brands are actually countries where there is not a single tea shrub growing. Countries in the Middle East are busy setting up capacity for tea packing and branding when they don't have a single tea shrub. For years, East Africa is known as the tea growing belt for the world. We are renowned for our high quality black teas, but we are not renowned for selling any globally known tea brands. What this means, ladies and gentlemen, is we are sending out commodities. The same, you see the differences in color scheme between the cut roses and fresh buds. You see the same for coffee. You see the same for avocado. You see the same for food preparations. We can go through macadamia nuts. The story is the same. The differences in the color code represent an opportunity for us as SMEs to grow. If you're looking for growth, these are fertile hunting grounds where you can grow. The demand is known and established, and there is a need that you can meet as an SME. Let's take it home and unpack it so we see exactly what this means. If we look at Kenya's coffee export potential, you will see on the horizontal axis, we've actually put the market size in millions of US dollars. So what this chart demonstrates to us is that for Kenya's coffee, for example, we have France, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Saudi, Italy, Russia, Egypt. They are big buyers. Japan is buying significantly. And as we move from left to right, it indicates how big the market is. So we see Germany, they significantly buy a lot of our coffee and they like our coffee. But maybe the sad story is that we are sending out coffee beans. Yes, we've processed them, we've graded them, we pack them in 50 kg bags or whatever configuration, but we're sending out a commodity. United States is the single biggest country buying our coffee. Why is that the case? Why are they the biggest mover on this market? Is the power of trade agreements. Earlier on, I spoke about the African Growth Opportunity Act. It gives the it allows our SMEs to sell into the United States without duties. And therefore, that trade agreement has seen us grow strong trade ties with the US. If we move away from coffee and come to men's clothing, the story is the same. You see, the United States is the single biggest buyer, demonstrates the power of a trade agreement. You see, in EU, we have a number of countries that are also benefiting from Kenya's clothing. If we summed up the number of countries in the EU that are buying from Kenya in terms of clothing, they would actually come quite close to the US. And it's also noteworthy that actually now Kenya has a trade agreement with EU that SMEs should be aware of and should be working to exploit as they grow their businesses. It's also interesting to see here that Kenya does do a lot of clothing business with neighboring countries like the Republic of Tanzania. We have Uganda and Rwanda. They're a bit further down the scale and we are not highlighting them as the top export markets, but they're there. But this gives us an indication of where to grow. Kenya does a lot of clothing business with South Africa. They are right high up there. So again, if we're looking for growth, this should help us to focus on areas where the demand is known, tested, and established, and we could find a niche market and exploit for growth. We've done the same for women's clothing, and the story is the same. The US, France, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, United Arab Emirates, they're quite interested in the creativity from our region, and we do see quite a lot of B2C business flowing that way. Let's talk briefly about e-commerce. E-commerce is a powerful trend. In the developed world, we see that 60 to 80% of the people are buying online. We can no longer ignore this, because if we do, we'll be missing out on a big sales channel. The world learned during the COVID pandemic that you can sit in the comfort of your home, of your office, flip through your phone, flip through your tablet, your laptop, and buy, and continue doing life, and the deliveries, after 2 to 3 working days, will come knocking on your door, and voila, you receive what you've purchased. I want you to notice that we are now in the year 2025. By 2034, this business channel will almost have trebled. That is significant. This is the kind of business channel where, as Africa's SMEs, we need to play in. So how is this growth opportunity playing out? Canada has 29 million online shops. 71% of that 29 million are buying across borders. If you're thinking of e-commerce, take a look at these stats and what they represent. The US has 220 million online shoppers. About half of them are buying across the borders, which means they're buying from us. Half of Brazil's population are buying online. What is interesting is that the EU as a bloc has more online shoppers than the US, and it is a higher proportion that are buying online. Australia has a slightly lower population of online shoppers, but what's interesting is that 71% of Australians are buying online. UAE is interesting. Small base, very rich, and they most likely want to buy online. They are not interested in going to the main store. They want to sit in the convenience of their homes, and they want to receive whatever they have bought within 3 to 4 working days. Ladies and gentlemen, the story is the same. I'm sure you will have these slides and have an opportunity of studying them in depth. But herein lies your growth opportunity. I want to move the focus a little bit from commodity to branded, high-quality products. I'm very much aware of the challenge of supply chain costs for African SMEs. But bear with me for a few minutes and let's walk through this together and its significance. As of 2024, the highest grades of tea in the East Africa auction in Mombasa, the tea auction, the highest tea grades were fetching around $3 per kilo. The photo above depicts how we export our teas. It's processed very well in good factories. It's high quality. It's sought after by most of the big tea brands in the world. They buy our teas, they mix it together to find the flavor, the color, and the taste profile they are looking for. When it's branded, like the tea you see there, the African chai, this African chai is actually tea from Mount Kenya. The pack you see there is 34 grams, ladies and gentlemen. If you pull out your calculators, if 34 grams is selling for $24.99, if we convert the selling price on a per kilo basis, it comes up to $735 per kilo. Let's pause so you can think through this and what it means. Therein lies an opportunity for SMEs, wherever you are in Africa. We grow lots of teas. You can find tea. You can value add tea. You might want to come back to me and say, Paul, this is an outlier. Yes, it is. I've put it there deliberately so I can provoke us into thinking. The source for this is justtea.com. So don't believe me. Challenge me. Visit justtea.com. Visit many other online tea websites. And you see that on average, tea is selling from about 40, 50, 70, $100 per kilo. But for many years, as tea producing nations, we've been happy to sell our teas at $3 per kilo, when we can sell our tea on average between 30 to $70 per kilo. Imagine if we added value as producers and sold to the world that have an appetite for drinking tea from morning, afternoon, evening, even at night. Imagine what value we would bring to our countries and to Africa as a continent. Two months ago, I had an opportunity of speaking to women in Mombasa around the coast who are growing seaweed, which is what you see on the extreme right. They're selling their seaweed between 500 Kenya shillings to 1,000 Kenya shillings per kilo. The picture you see there is seaweed that is washed, packed, sold in South Africa, selling on average at 11,000 Kenya shillings per kilo. But the women who do the growing, the processing, are selling it at 500 Kenya shillings per kilo. Therein lies an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, of moving from commodity to high quality branded products. When there is value addition and there is quality, it is easy to put your goods onto planes, onto trucks, on sea freight, and land it to your customers profitably. As DHL Express, we run a big freighter that connects Kenya and Bahrain every day. Ladies and gentlemen, our plane is full of goods made by SMEs from all over the world that Kenyans are buying. The challenge I would want to leave with us is how come we, the Kenyan SMEs, we fail to put our goods on the same plane? Should our planes be flying in reasonably full and flying out empty? Fortunately for us, our plane does not fly out empty because it is full every day of cut flowers, of vegetables, and many other things that Kenyan SMEs are doing. But filling one plane is not the goal. Maybe if we worked together, SMEs would be coming to DHL and asking us, why don't you fly in here 10 freighter planes every day so we can use our region, we can use Africa as a continent and feed the world. Let's momentarily focus on the rise of e-commerce. Social commerce is on the rise. The market insights are as follows. 75% of consumers now use social media for shopping. If 75% of the buyers are on there, what it means is, as SMEs, if we are not playing on e-commerce strongly, we have missed the bus. We have missed the trade bus. We have missed the growth bus. 61% of consumers say they end up buying something that they have seen the news feed on social media. I want you to see the growth curve. This, just like e-commerce, is growing and growing significantly. And if it is growing this significantly, we need to play there. Let's learn the game, let's perfect the game, and let's play towards growth. E-commerce, social media is exciting. But you know, the real magic happens not on the platform. The real magic happens when you have a logistics provider that can help you move your goods from where you are, transport it to your buyer, and deliver it to the buyer within 3 to 4 working days. That is what DHL does as a trade facilitator. If you come see our team or go and see any DHL Express next to you and discuss your need, we'll be happy to let you concentrate on what you're good at, and we'll take your product globally, seamlessly. You don't need any other partner. You don't need an uncle, an aunt, a relation. You don't need any other agents. You don't need any other channel to sell through. If you have social media, if you have an online presence, or you're on an online platform, we will pick your goods from where you are. We will do the logistics magic, and we will deliver it to your buyers. So, what DHL does is, if you are on the online platforms that are listed here, we will be able to integrate with your platform for free seamlessly. What does this mean? What it means is if you put your products on a platform, your buyers can be anywhere in the world. Once you have an account with us and we've given you a good competitive discount, you don't need to worry about how to calculate the freight cost. As your buyers buy online and they give us their address seamlessly, we are able to work out the freight rates. So they will, at the checkout stage, there will be cost of goods, cost of freight. The buyer will pay you everything. They'll pay you for goods and for freight, and automatically we'll know you've made a sale. We will work with you in the background. We will pick, we will deliver. This allows you as an SME to concentrate on your product and not to worry about logistics. We handle the logistics and we integrate with you seamlessly. And the magic happens. And the buyer will just get a DHL courier knock on them and deliver what they have bought within 3 to 4 working days on average. So, in case you are excited in growing globally, think about speed. Think about offering your customers flexible delivery, which we do when you work with DHL. Evaluate your products and pack them properly. In case you don't have packaging, if you're working with DHL, we provide you with packaging, our boxes, our flyers for free. A lot of the areas where you might want to export to will talk about sustainability and carbon footprint reduction. We are already working on that as DHL, as your supplier. We do a lot with sustainable aviation fuel, which reduces carbon emission by 70%. There will be full visibility for tracking. And even if there are returns, we can help handle that for you. I want to close with this, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Ma is the gentleman who's founded Alibaba. He had this to say: we should keep on going along the path of globalization. Globalization is good. When trade stops, war comes. Nations thrive when the SMEs are able to trade within their borders, and they are also able to trade across the borders. When the domestic market is saturated, the SMEs and the population get agitated. But actually, the way the world plays out is what is in abundance in one place is seriously needed in another part of the world. That is what I hope today's webinar has stimulated in you. When we understand the trade patterns, when we understand the demand, when we understand the trade protocols and the trade flows, we're able to continue growing. Trade is like water. When the rain falls, the runoff water will find a way and it will flow. Even in today's turbulent world, there is still need for trade. And SMEs stand to benefit if they are ready, if they are prepared, and if they have good trade facilitating logistics partners. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Paul. PhD, guys, PhD in exports. Thank you so much. Paul really prepared. He's very busy. And many of these CEOs are busy. So if you hear of this, we are every 2 weeks, or sometimes we do 3 weeks in case there are cancellations. So every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, they're very busy people and they make time to come and share. Now is the most important time. Put your questions, comments, all of that on chat, and I will ask them as directly as possible. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paul. That was so insightful. I was actually writing the data. I'm a data junkie, so I really, really enjoyed that. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you for preparing. I could tell you really just poured out yourself for this session and for the SMEs. That's how much Paul loves SMEs and to see them grow. So I'll start with the first comment, Emma. Emma Wanjiro, great to see you. West African countries import from Europe. It's a comment, primarily because freight is cheaper from there. Paul, do you want to comment on that? There's usually that comment. West African countries import from Europe, primarily because freight is cheaper from there. Please comment on that.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you for that question. Economies of scale are powerful. Look at it this way. If East African SMEs have a lot to send to West Africa, it becomes easy for us to fill our freighter planes and fly. Let's take an example from Nairobi and maybe fly directly into Egypt, into Algeria, into Cote d'Ivoire with one flight. If that flight is full and the SMEs in those corresponding countries have goods to come here, it becomes cheap. It's not just for freight. Look at it this way. It is cheaper for anyone to fly from Kenya into Dubai than to fly from Kenya to, say, to DRC.
Yeah.
Why is that the case? It's because those planes are always full, and they are full both ways, out and return. The real issue here is let's grow our scale, grow within Africa, intra-Africa trade. If we utilize that fully, our planes will be busy and our planes will be full and the unit cost will come down and the SME will stand to benefit. But let me also put you at ease because it can be a chicken and egg situation. For e-commerce, we have discounted rate for our SMEs. So we are not just waiting for growth. If you have business that way, come see us. They are discounted rates, and that's our way of supporting SMEs to grow. So as we grow, the unit cost will become even cheaper. The other bit, in case we meet our policymakers and we need to lobby, here is also one thing that Africa needs to lobby with its policymakers. Our policymakers in Africa look at flying as a luxury. Flying is not a luxury. If it's not for freighter planes, Kenya's flower farmers would struggle. They need planes to run every day to take Kenya's fresh produce from the farms to the buyers. Kenya's fresh vegetables are going to the Middle East. Kenya's goat meat is going to the Middle East. That's not luxury. That is trade facilitation. Let us make sure that our policymakers understand that. And if they understand that, then they will not put so many obstacles for air freight. It necessitates trade and is helping farmers and SMEs. Thank you.
Sure. 100%, 100%. And Ayeko, you're here. I know you're from the government side. I hope you took in that comment. Yeah. Christine Mutisia, East Africa is blessed and privileged. I believe we can do better. She's just reiterating your comment. Indeed, we can do better. Guys, this is your chance. We'll have many, many, many. This is a chance we have in time for discussions and all that. So please put your comments, questions on chat. Emma, again, containers are also shipped out empty by the thousands. We need to fill these containers with our goods, just reiterating what Paul said, okay? So, Eric Opondo, can the CEO clarify why the vacuum sealing machine that was used in Kisumu was abruptly moved back to Nairobi? I don't know which vacuum sealing machine. I'm sure you know about it, but please go ahead, Paul. Do you know about it? The vacuum sealing machine.
Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Utilization. Show us that you need to use it and show us that there is demand, we'll avail it.
So
our
this was by
support for
DHL.
SME is not just by word of mouth. Yeah, we do have one. I know what they're talking about. We are willing to support the SMEs. If there is great demand and it will be put to good use, then we can have somebody man it and they will be gainfully employed. If it's lying idle, then as a business, we also want to make sure that we utilize our assets efficiently. For me, it's a question of scale. If SMEs can come together, or even if there are one or two SMEs who are using it consistently, we will avail it.
Wow.
We're willing to support.
Oh, wonderful. Eric, you have your answer. Maria Mugabe from Zimbabwe. I'm into flowers and plants in Zimbabwe. I've always wanted to export. Yeah. But how do I know the type of plants? Just 1 second, guys. I'm just getting to your questions. How do I know the type of plants required by a certain country? For instance, how do I know the type of plants to send to Kenya? Very good question. Is from Zimbabwe, Maria Mugabe.
Thank you so much, Mariam. I'm not an expert in flowers, but here's what I would say.
Mhm.
The flower growers of Kenya are into an association. There is power in numbers, and the future belongs to the organized. The reason why they're in that association is the association trains them. It gives them a lot of market insight, what the market is looking for. It gives them a lot of support in terms of the inputs. It gives them a lot of support in terms of aggregating the cold room capacity, so that when the farmers have grown, it comes into a cold room as a staging point at the airport, and then we pick it from the cold room, we put it in our planes, and after 5 hours or so, it lands in Bahrain, where again we put it into another cold room, or we quickly change from one plane to the other, and in under 7 hours, it is in Amsterdam at the World Flower Market. So, short answer to your question, Google what the buyers are looking for. We live in the big data world. A lot of that information is available online. Reach out to flower farmers in Kenya or the association. They will also answer your question directly. And I think from there, you should be good to go. And once you have done that, if you are struggling with freighter capacity or how to move your flowers, please reach out to DHL Express in Harare. The CEO is a lady called Susan. If you need her details, reach out to me. I'll get you connected.
Thank you so much. It's good you spent your time here. This is why I bring this session so that people have an easy access to all their problems. Will the recording be shared? Yes, the recording will be shared. It's actually available in our YouTube channel as we speak. So it is absolutely available. Grace Washuka, as an SME who wants to ship leather bags and products to the US and Europe, where do I start in terms of logistics with DHL? I know Paul loves this question. Where do they start?
Wow, thank you for the great question. Where do you start? Walk into any DHL service point. If you walk into any DHL service point, tell them you want to ship. They will assist you. Or better still, reach out to me. I will connect you to our field sales executives. They will come visit you. They will open an account for you. And once your account is open, you're good to go. We also run trainings called Power Up Your Potential. Today, I didn't spend time on showing you how to find international buyers. Maybe that could be a different subject for another day. When SMEs have found export buyers, they quickly now look for a logistics partner to deliver. So through our trainings, a lot of SMEs will find, okay, I'm in leather products, who's buying leather products? So for example, if we're running a Power Up Your Potential for leather SMEs, we'll spend a lot of time showing you trends in leather, and we also show you who's buying that in leather. The moment you walk into any DHL service point or reach out to us, we also offer these trainings. Maybe, Linda, one of the things that we could do with SME Support Center is actually, I could bring my team and show you SMEs how they find export buyers. And from there, we can also leave the contacts of our sales team so that the SMEs can reach out directly to them.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You.
Jennifer Mbuvi had the same question. Where do I start in terms of shipping? And she also says, thank you so much, Paul. Great presentation. Doris Riachi, thank you so much, Paul. Christine, insightful presentation, Paul. Perez, thanks for your talk. So Emma is saying another thing is that DRC is a large importer of almost all of their FMCGs. A market exists there. So yes, Emma is saying DRC is a large importer of almost all their FMCGs. So a huge opportunity there. I guess once things have settled. Fresher is saying, I'm glad I attended this. I've just come from an outdoor NEPAD meeting and from Paul's presentation. The SMEs logistics to Africa and the world is sorted. Thank you, Freshia. Yes, it's time to get Jufra out there. Yeah, like Emma is saying, DRC needs your products and all that. Yeah, Fiona Ntuku, great to see you, Fiona. Thank you, Paul, great insight. Perez is saying, Paul, did you say that you are the ones to connect SMEs to Shopify or WooCommerce? Very good question. Does DHL do the WooCommerce and Shopify part? It's a very good, strong opportunity, by the way. But yeah, maybe you can comment on that. I don't think you're doing it, but you go ahead and comment on that.
It can be both ways. If SMEs go ready and they sit on Shopify and WooCommerce, what we then do, we integrate with those platforms so that we open up the globe as your market. If we integrate with you on that platform, then the logistics magic will happen without you raising an eyebrow. So yes, if you want to set up and you are not yet set up, you can come to us, open an account with us, go and set up on that platform. Then we do the integration for you, the backward integration for you for free. Then the rest is magic.
Wonderful. Yeah, so they do the integration between the two. Wonderful, Perez. I hope that makes sense to you. Lusekero Sichinga, how do we access trade import data by different African countries so that we can identify opportunities in those countries to increase trade in Africa? I have an answer to this, but Paul, please go ahead. How do we access trade import data?
All right. We live in the big data world.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the information I've presented for you, I found it on Google. How's that? I found it on Google. Nobody gave it to me. I dedicated 6 hours of my time to prepare for this. Wow. I get a bit of data from DHL because of the nature of our work, but much of what I use today is not DHL data. This is data that you can access. But let me simplify things for you. If you want more trade data and you keep working with SME Support Center, ask for it. We will avail it to you. This data becomes meaningful when we know which segment of SME, which trade lanes you are interested in. It just takes, with practice, it takes a little bit of a while and you can find it. Here's my challenge. Relaxation is good and entertainment is good. The challenge I give to my team and to myself is we find a lot of ourselves drifting and we spend a lot of hours on tele, on TikTok, and all the other things that entertain us. While it's good to unwind and to relax, I often ask myself, okay, so if I watch tele for 4 hours, how much does that improve my financial situation? It's good to relax on tele, but I'd rather maybe watch tele for 1 hour and spend 1 hour just data mining. The more data I have, if I read a little each day, I learn a little and I can make a little bit more money, or at least I can help SMEs grow their business. You see my point? This information that you're asking for is available. If you dedicated 30 minutes, 40 minutes of your day with a few tips, you can find better data than what I've presented. But if you need us to give you a push, we are willing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul. And indeed, the data, if you go to the IFC trade maps, you will see it. But yes, it's not so much focused on intra-African trade, but indeed, the data is there. Yeah, it is there. It's there. I know Lusekero is a researcher and a PhD. That's why he asked that. It may be scanty for intra-Africa, but there's something there. Thank you so much. Esther Kimani, he says, for imports of plant materials, regulations, and advisory services, thank you. Consult Coffee Food International. Karibu sana, there's lots of help. Grace Washuka, Kindly, Paul, share your contacts. Grace, in the end, we'll see. I don't want you guys to bombard Paul with emails and all that. We'll see. Regina Kiseka. If one is interested in trainings on market exports, how do you access them? Training is very useful. Yes, you notice for the center, we have so many people who have not even accessed a lot of these trainings. And I know Paul mentioned the power potential. So how often does it happen, Paul? I know you used to run. I don't know whether you still run it. How often does it happen? The trainings.
Every quarter we have like 3 slots of Power Up Your Potential.
Okay.
If there is high demand, Linda, what we could do is I could get my team to do one virtually. It's more powerful and impactful when we do it physically.
Yeah, very true.
We like to do a business clinic with the SMEs. If you walk into the training with your product in your hands, we then group SMEs and ask what their real challenge is. And we facilitate SMEs finding the export buyers that they're looking for. Then we walk through our database. And the challenges SMEs face in exports is if you're exporting to many different countries, the origin requirements are different. This is why working with a partner like DHL helps you. If today you're sending a product to Australia, our team will go online at the point of booking your shipment. We are now able to tell you, as of yesterday, this is what applies in Australia. If something changes tomorrow, our database is updated the same time it happens. So if you work with a logistics partner like us, we have an automated system. We are on the ground in 221 countries. So you get all the import requirements listed out at the time you're booking your shipment. So there'll be no surprises. Your shipment will go and it will be delivered once you meet all the requirements. So to answer your question, Power Up Your Potential, we have 3 sessions every quarter.
Okay, great. I will share this information. Thank you so much. Fresher is asking, Paul, before we engage your team, we might require to engage you first. I know Fresher. Yes, you're all asking for Paul's contact. Yeah, thank you, Paul. Tom Morioki is saying, thanks for the session. I have an e-commerce website that offers building solutions, specifically flooring products and waterproofing products. And then he's saying we have started manufacturing these products. So hopefully we shall start exporting with time. Amazing. Amazing, Tom. Amazing. Great to see that. You have an e-commerce website that offers building solutions. I'd love to see it. Please put your e-commerce website there, Tom Morioki. Please put what the website is called. I'd really love to see that. Christine Mutisia, would you be kind enough to share the link for the SME training? Again, I don't know when the next training is. Do you have an exact date? You can put it on chat, please, guys. You can put it on chat. Yeah. Esther is saying Coffee Food can train on phytosanitary and food safety for your staff. Yeah, so Esther is also putting in there, but people seem to really want the DHL training for her potential. So I think I'll get in touch with Paul, and as we Paul, I don't know when the next one is, and so forth. So you can let us know. Jennifer is saying you can access data on Kenyan export markets from KNBS, MSEA, CAM, and as David Kaguma has mentioned, KNCCI. Yes, KNCCI as well. We work closely with KNCCI. So I don't know whether there are any questions. David, you said KNCCI. Yes. Duncan, excellent insights. Paul, thank you very much. Yeah. So guys, any questions? Any other questions? I see it is 12:20. Any other questions? We have about 5-10 minutes or so. Please feel free to ask your questions. Paul, are you willing to share your number? That one I leave to the speaker, not to. I don't want you to be bombarded, but I leave that to you.
No, I would not want to share my number, but I can share my email.
You can share his email.
I have a capable team. If you write to me on business, my team and I will respond. My email address is my name, the way you see it, paul.makolosi@dhl.com.
Like this,
So it's just
Paul,
paul.makolosi@dhl.com. I can also
DHL.
put that in the chat for you.
Yes.
There. That's my email
Wonderful.
address. If you send
Wonderful.
that, I will get it. I endeavor to respond to almost every email that I get.
Yes, he
If it's
does. He
business,
does.
my team will jump on and contact you, and we are here to assist.
Thank you so much, Paul, for making time, for preparing, for being such a great supporter of SMEs from the heart. Yeah, you know, there are many business leaders who really want to support you guys from the heart. I don't know whether there are any questions, guys. If there's any questions, please put it on chat. We're about to wrap up. We're about to wrap up. If there's any questions, please put it on chat. Comments, please put it on chat. And I'll take Esther, good and informative presentation. I agree. I also really enjoyed. Yeah, our DHL contact center number. Thank you so much for putting that. Unit Tanzania, thank you for putting the DHL contact center number. Please, it is all there. Okay, there's a contact center number. Yeah, so whom should we contact for the e-commerce integration? Yeah, who should we just walk to the DHL office for the e-commerce integration to DHL? How do we do it? Who should we contact?
The way to get the DHL integration is to set up a contract with DHL. The moment you come to DHL service point and you're connected to a DHL sales representative or a sales field executive, they will walk you through setting an account. The reason why you need to set an account is this. Integration works when you have a defined DHL account. And we've given you the competitive discount level, so you are now able to export. Integration will now help all your buyers globally to be able to buy online and pay you, the SME, cost of goods and cost of freight. We give you 30 days credit. When your goods have been delivered and you have made money and you're growing after 30 days, then you pay DHL for the freight. So the best way to start is you start off with the DHL team. They onboard you as a DHL customer. They give you an account number. And then to that account, we give you the B2C discounted freight rates. That's when we integrate your B2C platform with us. That way now the magic happens.
Wow, amazing. Yeah. Kamaldeep Sandhu. Thank you, Kamaldeep. Yeah, Kamaldeep is very thirsty for knowledge always. Kamaldeep says, thank you so much. They have the e-commerce integration with DHL and it's really helping them with selling. So a good testimonial there from Kamaldeep. Doris, you're asking details, please. So like Paul has said, please just go to the DHL customer point, create an account, and then they walk you through integration. There are many customer points across Kenya. I use DHL a lot because we send a lot of proposals. So our customer, if you're in, whether in there's Village Market in my area, Kiambu Road, there's everywhere. Yeah, so there are various customer points everywhere. So just go there and set up an account. From there, then you tell them you want to integrate. So please do that. Yeah. So thank you so much. You're saying many thanks, Linda and team. Thank you so much, guys. Does DHL transport fresh produce like avocado? Paul, over to you.
Yes, we do.
They do, yeah.
And let me explain. We as DHL, we can move your avocado if they are your samples. Let's say you have a box of unripe avocados. You want to open up new businesses. You can give that to us as DHL Express. And let's say now you have won the business and you want to transport 10 tons of avocado, still bring it to us. We have a division called DHL Global Forwarding that handles freight. They will move that by air. They will move that by road. They will move that by sea to you. So if you come knocking on our doors, we are your one-stop shop for export. Between Express, Global Forwarding, and DHL Supply Chain, we have you covered. You can sell to the entire world through us.
Wonderful. And the one thing I love about DHL, you're sure when they tell you 7 days, especially us, we send a lot of proposals, work proposals that have timelines across Africa. You're sure it will reach on time. You're sure it will reach on time. Yeah. So thank you, Freshia. Thank you, Freshia. Great to see you. Thank you all. I don't know whether great to see you all. If there's no questions, I want to release Paul because he's very busy. We have 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Any other question, guys? Comments? If there are no questions, no comments, I want to thank you all for joining. I see one more coming. Always a pleasure, Linda. Thank you, Fiona. Great to see you guys. Great to see you. It's been a while. So every 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, when the leader has a clash, a last-minute clash, sometimes 3 weeks. So I'm trying to bring all the wonderful CEOs I know just to share with you, and so you can also meet them, and we can all grow. We can all grow by the grace of God. So if you have no question, Lonnie, thank you. This was informative. Even for me, it was. So I thank you guys. If there's no question, always a pleasure meeting you all. And do have a blessed day. If you want to get anything from the center, the recording is available on our YouTube channel. So I'll ask my team, Yvette, Sandra, please put the YouTube channel in there. It was really nice. It was really excellent, and I'm glad the resource is going to be available publicly. So guys, please, Yvette, Sandra, please put the YouTube channel on the chat. And I thank you all for being so participative and so for joining. So karibuni sana. In the next 2 weeks, I'm going to announce one more person. For April, we have some exciting speakers, a strong leader in FMCG in this country. He's never spoken anywhere, but he's agreed to speak. Some of these people have booked them 1 month before, or not even 1 month, 2 months before. So guys, everything's for you. So watch out for the social media, watch out for our emails, watch out for our texts, everything, and tell a friend to tell a friend. When you see one, tell a friend to tell a friend so everyone can benefit. So thank you so much, Paul. We truly, truly appreciate your time and for pouring out yourself to SMEs and preparing. I'm truly, truly honored. Asante sana. And may God richly bless you guys all. So I'll allow Paul to leave, and all of us, we are allowed to leave. I see the team has put the YouTube channel. You're waiting. Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's there. The YouTube channel is all there. Yes. Thank you, Sandra. Sandra has put the YouTube channel. It is all there. It is all there in case you want to go and re-listen. It is all there. The previous ones are there. The last one we had was the leader for social, the global head of social media, Kendin Twiga. So you guys, I'm trying to bring everyone so that we can all grow. Santeni sana, and thank you so much, Paul. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think you're free to leave. And everyone else, Santeni sana, have a blessed day. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
You're all
Linda.
free to leave.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good day. Bye-bye.